Okay, all right. We are live. All right, we're live once again. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining me from. This is our usual weekly market review. All right, my name is Adetola Freeman Ogunkunle, and today we're going to be doing a review. All right, we're going to be taking a look at what's going on in the markets, all right, with an expectation that we'll be able to pick a few entries and trade ideas from this particular session. All right, so without further ado, let's get right into that. Okay, and please do note that the comment section or the chat box is open. All right, if you have a comment, you have something you would like to say, please do well to communicate that in the chat box. All right, I will be waiting for your comments, and I'll be waiting and expecting, that conversation. All right, so let's start with the usual that we do. All right, first thing we do is we look at the majors. All right, and then from the majors we can then start examining some other pairs. I remember last week Monday, this was the setup last week Monday for a sell on Euro USD. All right, and this was a trade that gave yes, that's about 240 pips. Okay, 240 pips. I think I cleared for GBP already. For gold, yes, for gold, I think I cleared that already too, but I know AUD USD, yeah, it's still here. All right, and this was a trade that gave about 110 pips. All right, so this, I'm saying this to simply buttress the fact that these sessions are for you. All right, these sessions are for your benefit. These sessions are so that you can be able to key into them, all right, and get to have remarkable trade ideas that you can just ride all through the trading week. So having said that, let's go right into it. Okay, we'll start with Euro USD. All right, let me clear all of this. So Euro USD, remember we start with the daily time frame and the line chart. All right, line chart on the daily time frame, we're looking for zones where price might be heading, okay? And I think we have this at the top here, we have this. And then at the bottom, we have this. Okay, so having marked that out, we go to the 1 hour time frame, candlestick chart. Okay, and then we can be able to postulate a lot better. So for me, I think Euro USD is coming this way. All right, most likely coming to react from either this zone, all right, or altogether this zone. And why did I pick this zone? I picked it because there's a fair value gap right behind it, all right, that price would definitely have tested into. So we're just going to wait to see how all of this plays out in the meantime. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so that's the supply zone, all right, just over here. You can zoom in to see that a lot better. So this is the sentiment, price coming up, all right, reaching somewhere around here, and then dropping. Okay, so that's the sentiment on Euro USD. Although we might see price, first of all, come lower, all right, maybe. Let me show you that. We might see price come into this demand zone first, all right? Or worst case scenario, come all the way down here. Okay, but altogether, the overall expectation is that this should be bullish, all right? Whether or not price goes all the way down there to pick up its entry. All right, so that is That is Euro USD. Let's see. As you can see, Euro USD is still maintaining the bullish momentum at the moment. So there remains to see a couple of things, but we'll just hold on and see how that plays out. Then we'll go to GBP USD. Remember, we start with the line chart. All right, GBP USD, we're zooming in. What are the regions price could be going for? All right, this is one. If there was imbalance here, all right, if this happens to be a fair value gap, then we can watch for this as well. Okay, so let's go to the 1 hour time frame candlestick chart and see how this looks. All right, great. So that's a fair value gap. Yes, it's a fair value gap. So let's see. All right, I think that means we can anticipate price reaching all of this. All right, reaching up here. Or second option would be price reaching all the way up here, where my supply zone would be here. All right, so it's either price comes all the way to this or this, but I think, like I said, in the case of Euro USD, my overall sentiment is actively bullish. All right, that's my overall sentiment. It's actively bullish. So we'll wait to see how this plays out in the meantime, and then on that basis we can project forward and see all of what price intends to do. Okay, I'm not getting to see your comments. So guys, I want to see your comments. I want to hear what you have to say. Okay, these are trade ideas that we're dropping, all right, and I want to believe that, you know, there are people here who are interested in these trade ideas and will be trading some of these trade ideas during the course of the week. All right, so if you're here, please do engage in the comment section, all right, and then that would make it a lot easier for us to be able to push further, okay? So I'll be waiting for your comments. Just drop your comments and let's see how that works, guys. All right, let's see how that works. All right, let's see gold. All right, this is gold on the 1 hour time frame. So let's take a look at what's going on gold at the moment. So now you notice that my approach on gold is a little bit different, all right, and I'm going to explain why. But in the meantime, just hold on, all right. Let me break down the whole thing, and then you can understand what it is that I'm trying to do. Now, if I'd used the line chart, this is the daily time frame, and if I'd used the line chart, we can all see that price has already created an all-time high. Okay, and the fact that price has created an all-time high simply means that the possibility of us drawing those pivot lines, all right, those pivot zones, is compromised. So we need to approach the market from a different perspective, since now we cannot be able to draw our regular pivot lines. Okay, so let's go back to the one. All right, so I've marked the pivot zone on the one daily time frame. All right, and that leads us to this zone here. All right, for our entry, that leads us here for entry. So what's my expectation on gold? I expect to see gold drop into this zone. All right, and then from that zone we can take a buy. All right, we can take a shot at the buy from that particular zone. Hold on, guys, hold on. I wasn't seeing your charts earlier, all right, but now I can see them. So, all right, ChartFX wants me to do USD card, hopefully. Ismail said GBP USD. I think we just did that. Mr. Chidioke, good afternoon. Can I explain how do I use the 3 MAs that always appear on my charts? Mohammed Buba, I really don't use them. I sincerely don't use them in most of my analysis. I only use them once in a while. All right, and what I usually use is a 200 moving average, and that's once in a while. All right, very, very rarely. From my point of view, GBP USD is forming an inverted head and shoulder. Oh, Chibueze, like I said last week, you can simply just reach out to me on LinkedIn. Adetola Freeman. You can just search for that on Google and reach out to me on LinkedIn. All right, let's look at what what's the name now? Enoch, let's look at what Enoch said about GU. All right, and I would try and see how to explain that to you guys. So Enoch said in his opinion, GU is trying to form inverted head and shoulders. Was it inverted head and shoulders, he said? Good. From your point of view, GU is forming inverted head and shoulders, which I didn't argue. All right. But for those who don't know what an inverted head and shoulder is, all right, this is typically what an inverted head and shoulder looks like. All right, where this will be the shoulder, this will be the neckline, this will be the head. All right, and this is price creating the second shoulder. And thereafter, we expect price to push up. I think I can see this. So we've seen EU, all right, which intends to go higher. We've seen GU. As to how or what point exactly you can buy from, all right, if you have good knowledge of demand and supply, you can simply pick any of these zones. My personal preference would be here, all right, down here, because I have a type A entry confirmation at this point. Based on my trading strategy, there's a type A entry confirmation here. All right, so let me just do this. Very good. So I think that that should work. Price would most likely come for this retest, and thereafter we'll get the opportunity for a clear buy. All right, so that's that. Let's go to gold. All right, this is my sentiment on gold. All right, we have the two lows. We have the trend line support. We have the demand zone. All right, so I expect price to come into that demand zone and then bounce. After taking out this inducement, all right, for that area of liquidity. I'm sorry, that's not how we do it here. You cannot be waiting for JPY pairs analysis, whereas I didn't promise you JPY pairs analysis. So if I promised you JPY pairs analysis, then you could say you're waiting for it, all right? And on this stream, we're always very polite and very kind. So if you want me to analyze something, please, please, all right? Make sure you request for it nicely. And I have nothing against you making nice requests. My NFP analysis on Euro USD with a buy stop at 1.08481, could it still be a good entry point? I wouldn't recommend that. Friday was NFP, today is Monday, so I wouldn't recommend that you use values from Friday. The market is dynamic, it's always changing, all right, and it's important that you as a trader must learn how to change with the markets, all right, how to adapt to the market when it's changing. All right. Okay, let's get back to the chart. AUD USD. This was my analysis last week, but I think we'll need to revise it. All right, so first of all, daily time frame line charts, we'll zoom in, and then we'll check the zones. So that's the zone on the daily time frame. We'll go back to the candlesticks. Okay. AUD USD, I think as far as the candlesticks are concerned, all right, this would be the area of supply. All right, price takes this out as an area of inducement, all right, or liquidity grab, and then comes to complete this type A setup. Yeah, so I'm expecting that either that area of inducement or liquidity gets taken out, all right, or price finally decides to react from here. But all the same, my sentiment on AUD USD is that it either drops from here or from all the way up here. all right, either of those two, where this would be my target, since there's an imbalance here that needs to be filled up, all right, which might also give rise to another type A entry over here. All right, so all things being equal, I think that should work. So AUD USD, my overall sentiment is bearish. Let's have your comments. All right, Samuel, in this case on gold, you're not placing a buy stop, you're placing a buy limit. All right, you're placing a buy limit, not a buy stop. You place a buy stop in a scenario where price is heading upwards, all right, or price is going higher, and price is going up, all right, and you believe that it is going to go higher, all right. So that is the criteria for buy stop. But you use a buy limit when price is going lower, all right, price is going lower, and you believe that that downward movement of price, all right, is going to change when it gets to a particular area of demand or a particular area of support. Okay, so the two are not the same, and they cannot be interchangeably used. All right, you use buy limit when price is retracing downwards to get to your demand zone, and you use buy stop when price is already heading upward, all right, and then you believe that it's going to keep going higher. All right, so I want to believe that that has been clarified. All right, so let's see. Although the person that asked about USD JPY didn't ask nicely, so let me do GBP AUD. So GBP AUD was my trade of the month, all right, or trade of the week, I can't remember, last week. And I told you that this was going to be the outcome. And if you look at this, this is a 370 pips move. All right, 370 pips move on GBP AUD. And how were we able to get this trade? The answer is simple. We simply came to look for, you know, this, all right, on the daily time frame, came to the 1 hour time frame. And we saw that price has initially reacted from the supply zone that we saw on the daily time frame. Then following that, we were able to get a clean type A breakdown, all right? We got a type A breakdown, leaving us with this as our supply zone, all right? And when price got to our supply zone, that defined it. So I think if I remember correctly, this was the stop loss, which was about 30 pips, and price has already done about 370 pips in profit. So that's more than 1:10. All right, so sessions like this are really important because they help you do well. All right. Nandom, I would appreciate if you ask nicely. All right, so do say please. For those who asked about GU, this is EU, this is GU, all right? We talked about our overall sentiments being bullish, all right? So for gold also, our overall sentiment is bullish, but these are entry areas, all right? So finally, let me just take a look at, yes, some people missed my trade on BTC USD. All right, missed it, hopefully. I think I'd mentioned that this was going to be the area to buy GBP, BTC USD from. And that was owing to the fact that we had a zone there, all right, and there was imbalance, all right, fair value gap. And then on the 1 hour time frame, we simply came for this. All right, so these are some of the things that you guys can get to start to trade and learn how they work. So finally, I'm going to do AUD JPY, all right, and then we will wrap up for today. So daily time frame line chart, do we have a zone? No. All right, this is an all-time high, so I wouldn't want to meddle with AUD JPY. Let's look for another commodity. NZD card already played out well. All right, let's look at AUD NZD. I think this should work. I'd mentioned last week that I was going to be waiting for the trend line on the 4 hours time frame to get broken. All right, this trend line, but it didn't. At least not yet. So let's go to the line chart. Where's our zone? I think we have one here. We could try something here, but I doubt that. 1 hour time frame, what are we looking for? We can try this supply zone, all right? There are others, let me look for them. Okay, yes. All right, that's one. That's two. All right, and then three. So yes, I believe if we don't get to see a reaction from this supply zone, then AUD NZD could very much be stalling till it gets to the other zones I mentioned. All right, so either we get this, or this, or this. All right, but in all three cases, my sentiment remains bearish. All right, so my overall sentiment, like I said, though, is bearish. So let's see how AUD NZD plays out in the near term. Oh, fantastic. That's a type A setup. Hold on. I'm trying to confirm this on my. Fantastic. Yeah, that's correct. So AUD NZD should be bearish. All right, should be bearish. Mohamed Buba, I am all. I'm an all-round trader, and I trade based on my preferred, based on how I feel per time. All right, based on how I feel per time. So there are days when I feel like, okay, let's do a long run, all right, because of my availability. And then there are days when I decide to do, I decide to do short-term trades, all right, based on my time schedules as well. Is that clear? Let me know, guys. Is that clear? So once again, let's look at it. We'll look over Euro USD is moving as predicted, or I said it was going to go bullish till it gets around here. GBP USD, we also talked about it being bullish. In fact, if you took the trade when I called it, you should already be in profits. Gold, I talked about the fact that gold was most likely going to drop all this way before pushing back up, all right? So we're waiting for it patiently here, all right, so that we can launch our attack. AUD USD, I told you, was going to come up here, all right, and react from either of these two zones. And that is exactly what we're waiting for at the moment. Then AUD NZD, we already have 3 zones that we marked, all right, but the current zone is the main zone that I have my eyes on at the moment. So we just want to see how all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commodities play out. Onowu Blessing, you can always reach out to me. The name is Adetola Freeman on Google. If you reach out to me on LinkedIn, and for those of you that I mentioned last week, all right, trading is really simple. It's just about you understanding the makeup, all right, what exactly makes up the market. When you do that, it makes a lot more sense, all right, because you know what exactly it is you're doing in the markets. So for those of you who have been asking for help, all right, there are resources on the FBF's website. There are resources here on our YouTube channel, all right? And, I can just help you, point you in the right direction. Okay, I can tell you, okay, look at this, watch this video, take a look at this, and I'm sure that some of these resources are definitely going to improve your trading, all right? They're going to impact on your trading a lot better. So Ezra, it's good to have you here. You're welcome. I think our 30 minutes are up. All right, and I want to say thank you to everyone who has made our time to join me on this fantastic session. All right, you guys are the real MVPs. These 5 setups or trade ideas that we've discussed, remember, the market is in charge. All right, we're simply analyzing to react to whatever the market is doing. So don't try to preempt the market. Don't try to predict. Okay, always ensure that what you're doing is that you're reacting to whatever avenues or whatever opportunities the markets are providing. All right, so with that said, I want to say thank you to everyone who has made our time to join me. I'm really honored. See you again next week, Monday. I believe there should be CPI stream on Wednesday. All right, there should be CPI on Wednesday. If there isn't, then we would still be here together. But before I go, I want to quickly notify you guys that if you're interested in getting notifications about the latest developments with FBS, all right, so if you're interested in getting the latest developments from FBS, all right, I'm going to share a QR code on the screen right now, okay? You can simply scan this QR code to download the FBS website. The FBS mobile app, all right, just scan this. Once you scan that QR code, all right, you can scan it or take a screenshot of it right now. Once you scan that QR code, it's going to give you access to the FBS app, all right, which is an app that gives you the quickest notifications about what's going on, all right? So whether I'm about to go live, all right, or we're about to have an NFP live stream, or there's a webinar, or, maybe we're having seminars, and most importantly, whenever the spread on certain commodities have been lowered, all right, whenever we lower the spread on certain commodities, that app is going to give you the earliest notifications possible. All right, so I'm going to give 2 minutes for you guys to quickly scan this QR now. So guys, scan the QR code, all right, or take a screenshot, okay? Download the FBS app. Whenever I'm going live, you get notified. Whenever the spreads are lowered, you get notified. Whenever there's a webinar, you get notified. And you also get to know whenever it is time to meet us at certain physical locations. All right, so guys, do that right now. Are we doing that? Are we doing that? Let me see what's going on. All right, so I believe that a lot of you guys have done that already. If you haven't, just head over to the Play Store or to the App Store, all right, and download the newly updated FBS app. If you have the app before, please do update it, all right? Please update your FBS apps if you already have one, all right? But if you didn't have one before, please go download it, all right? It's going to give you access to the quickest notifications and developments from the FBS broker, which is your favorite broker of choice. So without further ado, thank you so much for joining me, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you guys this lovely, lovely afternoon here in Nigeria, the city of Lagos. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you. Have a fantastic rest of the trading week. See ya. Bye-bye.